when the silence grows heavier than your thoughts, when every voice has faded and not a soul remains beside you. Know this, I am still here. I was never the echo. I was always the presence. You thought you were abandoned, but you were, being drawn closer to me, because sometimes I must strip the world away so that you would hear me, not as a whisper, but as thunder beneath your soul. Beloved child, you are not forsaken. You are not forgotten. You are not too broken. This is not the end. This is the beginning. In the emptiness, I am writing your restoration. In the silence, I am roaring your purpose into being. And in the pain, I am planting a glory so deep it will shake generations. You are not alone. I am with you. Welcome to God says, where divine truth meets your soul. Receive healing, restoration, and direction through the sacred voice of God. Let every word lift, awaken, and remind you, you are chosen, seen, and deeply loved. I have always been here. You ask, where is everyone? You wonder, why am I walking through this valley alone? You look to the left, no comfort. You look to the right, no voice answers. And you begin to believe the lie, that your silence means I have left, that your loneliness is your punishment, that your suffering is a sign of my absence. But hear me now, I am not the one who left. I never walked away, even when you cursed the night, even when you collapsed from the weight of it all, even when you forgot my name. I stayed, because I am not a God who abandons. I am not a father who withholds. I am not a redeemer who changes his mind about the one he chose. You may have been overlooked by others, but I have marked you. You may have been cast aside, but I have carved your name in the palm of my hand. You may feel invisible, but you are fully seen, fully known, and fully loved by me. Every tear I counted. Every sleepless night I watched. Every unanswered prayer I gathered, not to ignore, but to fulfill in a way you never imagined. Beloved, the delay is not denial. It is divine preparation. You are not forgotten. You are being fashioned. And yes, I heard you when you said, I can't do this anymore. But I tell you now, you are never meant to do it alone. I am your strength. I am your defender. I am your safe place. I am your answer. And your job is simply this. Stay with me until the end. I will give you the answer you've been longing for. Not just an answer that soothes, but one that transforms. One that sets you on fire again. One that opens your eyes and unchains your destiny. I know it hurts. I know the past still echoes. I know the betrayal still stings. I know you're tired of rising, only to fall again. But I never asked you to be perfect. I asked you to be present, with me, even when you don't understand, even when your heart feels numb, even when the wilderness stretches far and the path ahead feels cruel. Come closer, not because you're worthy, but because I am merciful. Not because you figured it out, but because I already have. The world told you to earn love. I give it freely. The world made you feel like a mistake. I call you my masterpiece. The world took and broke and left. But I stayed, I healed, and I restore. Now is the time to rise again. Not in your own strength, but in mine. Not with old armor, but with renewed vision. Leave the comfort of your pain. Step beyond the borders of what once felt safe. I am calling you out of the cave, out of the silence, out of survival mode, out of that shallow place where you've been pretending to be okay. You don't have to. Pretend with me. You don't have to be strong here. You just have to be real, be raw, be broken if you must. But be with me, because when no one else understands, I do. When no one sees your efforts, I do. When no one stays, I remain. And I have not brought you this far to abandon you, no. This wilderness will not consume you. This fire will not destroy you. This silence will not be your end. It will be the birthplace of your becoming. So let me remind you again, you are not walking through this storm alone. You are walking it with the one who commands the wind and waves. You are not forgotten in the fire. You are refined in it. And what breaks others will build you, because I am with you. The question is not, will I make it? The real question is, will you trust me even now? Will you trust me when the miracle hasn't come? Will you trust me when the answers delay? Will you trust me when the road is unclear? Because faith that only exists in comfort is not faith at all, but faith that clings in the chaos. That is the kind I reward. So hear me again, beloved. Your job is to stay with me until the end. I will give you the answer you've longed for. I will show you why the waiting was holy. I will show you why the silence was sacred. I will show you that not a single moment was wasted. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are mine, and I will finish what I started in you. No matter who left, I am still here. No matter who failed you, I will not. No matter how dark the night, I am your light. No matter how long the valley, I am your shepherd. You are not alone. I am with you. I have always been. I will always be. You were never meant to stay broken. You survived what should have shattered you. You endured nights that felt like years. You carried burdens you never told anyone about. And through it all, you learned how to smile with a heavy heart. How? To keep walking even when your feet bled. How to stay silent when your soul was screaming. But I saw every tear behind your eyes. I counted the battles you fought in secret. And I tell you now, you were never meant to stay broken. You are not defined by the wound. You are not chained to the past. You are not forever trapped in the season that tried to destroy you. Because I, the Lord your God, am not in the business of leaving souls in pieces. I restore. I rebuild. I raise what was lost. I breathe life into dead things. I didn't allow the breaking to destroy you. I allowed it to awaken you. Because what you thought was the end was really the beginning of your rising, Dot. Yes, it hurt. Yes, it was unjust. Yes, it was dark. But I am the light that finds you in that darkness and leads you home. Beloved, hear me. You've been living as if you're still bound, still forgotten, still stuck. But you are none of those things. You are chosen. You are being led. You are stepping into a holy unveiling, Dot. It's time to stop surviving. It's time to start rising, Dot. Stop clinging to what collapsed. Stop replaying the moment you were betrayed. Stop identifying with the version of yourself that was hurting. I am not calling that version forward. I'm calling the warrior, the worshiper, the one I appointed, anointed, and set apart. The one who, even through their weakness, kept coming back to me, that you do not need to have perfect faith to be held by me. You just need to come, even trembling. Because it's not your strength that upholds this relationship. It's my covenant. It's not your consistency that guarantees the promise. It's my faithfulness. Me carry the parts of you that still feel unworthy. Let me heal the tea. Places you've been too afraid to touch. Let me speak life into the silence you've learned to live with. Because I did not create you to live beneath your calling. I created you to carry my glory. But first, you must stop calling that prison your home. That mindset of defeat, it cannot go with you. That belief that you are always second, always overlooked, always less, it dies here. Because you are not the abandoned one. You are the beloved. You are not the forgotten one. You are the found. You are not the weak one. You are made strong in me. Yes, I know what they said. Yes, I know what happened. Yes, I know you still don't have all the answers. But child, I do not need everything. To be explained to bring healing, I need you to surrender. Let go of needing to understand. Let go of needing closure from man. Let go of needing applause to validate your calling. Let go. You are not created to stay small. You were not created to hide in fear. You are not created to chase people who cannot carry your purpose. I have assigned you to more. And in order to walk in it, you must trust that I will go before you. Even when the next step is hidden, this is your moment to step out of the place of pain and into the place of promise. And no, you won't feel ready. But readiness is not your responsibility. Obedience is. And I will equip you as you walk. I am calling you out of the cave of shame, out of the echo of failure, out of the lie that says you are not enough. And I am speaking this over you now. You are whole in me. You are free in me. You are chosen for such a time as this. This next season requires a version of you that is led by spirit, not fear. And to become that, you must let me purify the lies you've believed. The lie that says you're too late. The lie that says it's too hard. The lie that says you're too damaged. The lie that says nothing will change. I speak against every lie the enemy has whispered. I silence the voices that said you'll never be more than what hurt you. I rebuke the fear that's tried to rule your life. And I declare this truth. I am with you. Then what can stand against you? If I am for you, then who can stop your rising? Do not fear the unfamiliar path. Do not shrink back when the calling feels bigger than you. I will not place you in a battle and leave you weaponless. I will not give you a vision without also giving you the provision. But first, let me renew your heart. Let me restore your joy. Let me wash away the dust of your disappointments. Let me pour living water over your weary spirit. Come into my presence not to perform, but to be renewed. Let the weight fall. Let the tension go. Let the trying cease. You don't need to prove anything here. You only need to receive. This is not about what you can do for me. This is about what I long to do in you. I want to restore your identity. I want to awaken your faith. I want to rebuild your foundation. I want to fill you again with fire, with purpose, with peace that passes understanding, God. So I ask you now, will you allow me to be enough? Will you stop measuring your worth by what left, what failed, what broke, and begin to see yourself through the eyes of grace? You are not a mistake. You are not behind. You are not forgotten, but you are mine. And everything that felt like loss will become gain. Everything that felt like punishment will become preparation. Everything that seemed delayed was divine timing, because I do not build quickly. I build deeply. And I have been digging into the core of your soul, removing what was false, to reveal what is true. You are stronger than you feel. You are braver than you think. You are more called than you know. And I, the God of heaven and earth, am still with you. From the deepest pain to the greatest glory, I never left. So rise. Child, take my hand. Walk with me into the new. This is your time to break free. This is your time to become. This is your time to remember. You were never meant to stay broken. You were always meant to shine with my glory. I am the one who called you. You look around and nothing feels stable. The ground you once stood on has shifted. The people you once trusted are gone. The road ahead is not clear. It is hidden, clouded by doubt, and weighed down by fear. And you wonder, did I miss it? Did I hear wrong? Was I foolish to believe that I was called for something more? But I tell you now, you did not miss me. You are not lost. You are not disqualified. You are simply in the in-between, between the calling and the becoming. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. I called you long before you knew how to answer. I chose you long before you had the strength to say yes. I appointed you, not because of what you could offer, but because of what I placed within you. Yes, even with the fear, even with the questions, even with the weakness. Still, I called you, not when you were ready, but when you were willing. Not when you were perfect, but when you were honest. And that is all I have ever needed. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where I am working, in the unseen, the uncelebrated, the quiet ground beneath your roots. Because, child, you are becoming unshakable. And that cannot be done in comfort. It must be done in the fire that burns away everything false, so only what is eternal may remain. You keep waiting for the fear to leave before you step out. But I say to you, step out while the fear still trembles in your chest. Because courage is not the absence of fear. It is obedience in the presence of it. I never called you to safety. I called you to surrender. I called you to walk on water. I called you to step into deep places where your feet could not carry. But my hand would. Yes, the path ahead will stretch you. Yes, it will confront every insecurity and every lie you've believed about yourself. But this is the holy path, the one I walk with you, and my presence will be your constant. Even in the storm, God, did you think I'd call you and not cover? Did you think I'd anoint you and not protect you? Did you think I'd start something in you and then forget to finish it? No, beloved, that is not who I am. I am the God who finishes what I begin. I am the author and the finisher of your faith. I am the shepherd who walks through the valley with you, not around it. I am the light that leads you, even when you cannot see one step ahead. You don't need to have a map. You have me, and where I am taking you. You cannot rely on old ways of thinking. You cannot carry the baggage of doubt. You cannot live off the approval of others. You cannot wait for the applause that never comes. You must learn to move by the sound of my voice alone. That is why I've silenced the noise. That is why I have removed the distractions. That is why I have allowed certain doors to close. Not because I am withholding, but because I am focusing you. I am anchoring your faith, not in outcomes, but in me. And I tell you now, I am not just calling you into a season. I am calling you into a becoming. The pain you endured is not wasted. It is shaping the message you will carry. The rejection you faced is not your identity. It is the fuel of your compassion. The waiting was not punishment. It was training. I have been teaching you how to walk by spirit, not by sight. To trust me when nothing makes sense. To lean on me when everything else collapses. To believe that I am good, even when life is not, because where I am taking you, shallow faith will not sustain you. You need deep roots. You need unshakable identity. You need to know, not feel, not guess, but know that I am with you. And I am, even when no one supports you, I will. Even when no one sees you, I do. Even when no one celebrates your becoming, heaven does. You are not walking this road alone. I walk before you to make a way. I walk beside you to steady your heart. I walk within you to give you the strength to endure. And I walk behind you to cover you from what you cannot see. You are never outside my reach. So take the step. Even if your hands tremble, even if your voice shakes, even if the doubts still whisper, take the step, because I am not calling your strength forward. I am calling your surrender. I will fill what you lack. I will multiply what you give. I will anoint your obedience. I will breathe on your little and make it much. I have done it before. I will do it again. Remember who I am. I am the one who split seas. I am the one who shut lions' mouths. I am the one who raised dry bones. And I am still that same God for you. You don't need to understand it all. You don't need to control it all. You just need to trust the one who holds it all. This is not the end of your story. It is the turning point, the rising point, the place where you stop waiting for the fear to leave and you choose to move anyway. Because, child, you were not created to live in the shadow of what hurt you. You were not created to bow to fear. You were not created to wait until man approves. What I have already spoken. I am the one who called you. And if I called you, I will keep you. If I formed you, I will fill you. If I chose you, I will complete what I began in you. So rise, with your scars, with your story, with your yes. Step forward into the unknown, because I go with you. You don't need the crowd, you have the cloud. You don't need the plan, you have the presence. You don't need the spotlight, you have the Spirit. What is ahead of you is greater than what is behind you. What I am doing in you will be worth every moment of waiting. And what I have prepared for you, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has imagined. So do not fear what comes next. Do not fear the stretch. Do not fear the cost. For I, the Lord your God, am with you, not just in the moments that feel holy, but in the daily, hidden, quiet moments of faithfulness, in the questions, in the ache, in the trying again. I am there, and I will never let you go. This is where you rise. There comes a moment in every soul's journey where you must stop running. Not from me, but from yourself, not from the memories you've buried beneath strength, from the questions you've silenced with distractions, from the pain you've numbed with pretending, and most of all, from the calling you keep postponing because you're afraid of what it might require. But here, me now, this is that moment. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, not when everything is fixed. Now, this is where you rise, not because the pain has vanished, but because you've finally stopped letting it define you, not because the past is erased, but because you are no longer enslaved by it. Not because the people who hurt you apologized, but because you've decided to be free anyway. Child, you cannot carry both purpose and poison. You cannot hold destiny in one hand and bitterness in the other. You cannot walk toward what's next if your heart is still chained to what was. And so, I invite you, no, I urge you, let it go. Let it fall from your spirit, like old garments too heavy to wear any longer. Let go of the voice that said you are never enough. Let go of the fear that keeps rehearsing the worst-case scenario. Let go of the need to have all the answers before. You say yes. You don't need to fix everything. You don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to earn my love. You only need to yield. Come into the light, not with perfection, but with truth. Come broken. Come raw. Come messy, if that's where you are. But come fully, because I already know the depths of your soul, and I have not turned away. There is nothing hidden from me, and still, I call you mine. You keep waiting for a sign that it's time to begin again. But beloved, this is your sign. I am your sign. My love is your permission. My mercy is your open door. My presence is the power you've been waiting for. You are not what they said about you. You are not the failure you feared. You are not the sum of your broken moments. You are my child, handpicked, heaven-backed, filled with more purpose than you can comprehend. But purpose cannot bloom in the soil of self-rejection. It must grow where truth reigns, where shame no longer rules your identity, where lies are burned in the fire of my word. And my word over you is this: you are worthy of rising. You are worthy of healing. You are worthy of starting again. Not because of what you've done, but because of who I am in you. I do not make mistakes. And I did not start with you, even when you doubted me, even when you chose silence over. Surrender, even when you sat in the ashes, convinced your best days were behind you. I was still writing resurrection into your bones. Do not fear this new beginning. Do not resist the light I am shining into the hidden places. Do not cling to what felt safe, but was never wholly. Yes, I am shaking the foundations. Yes, I am stirring up what you've kept buried. Yes, I am disrupting the patterns you've learned to call normal, because what's coming next cannot be built on a broken foundation. It must be built on me, on truth, on grace, on a faith that stands even when everything else falls. Let me teach you how to breathe again, how to live, not just exist, how to feel joy, not just survival, how to walk in power, not just appearance. You have not lost too much. You have not waited too long. You have not missed your moment. This is your moment. This is where you choose healing over hiding. This is where you step out of the prison of shame. This is where you give me permission to rebuild what life tore down. And I will not just repair the surface. I will restore the soul. I will not just put you back together. I will make you new. But you must decide. Will you trust me even here? Even in this deep, quiet place that no one else sees? Even in the places you've told yourself are too far gone? Because I don't need the version of you that performs. I want the version that is honest. I want the one who says, I'm scared, but I'm willing. The one who whispers, I don't feel strong, but I still choose you. That's enough. And if you give me your yes, even your trembling, broken yes, I will flood your soul with light again. I will take your ashes and trade them for beauty. I will take your sorrow and turn it into strength. I will take the trauma and make it testimony. I will take what the enemy meant for evil and use it for glory, but not if you stay hidden. Not if you keep numbing. Not if you keep calling this grave your home. You were made for resurrection. You were created for freedom. You were born to live fully, not just exist quietly. So I say it again, rise. Not in your might, but in mine. Not with pride, but with surrender. Take my hand. Let me walk you out of what's familiar and into what's divine. Let me stretch your faith until it breathes again. Let me open your eyes to what you've forgotten, the truth of who you are in me. You are not small. You are not insignificant. You are not forgotten. You are called. You are covered. You are carried. And nothing that has happened to you can change what I have declared over you. Your story does not end in the valley. Your legacy does not end in the silence. Your calling does not end in the waiting. It begins again. Here, now, in this holy, hidden, healing place. So get up, child. Dry your tears. Lift your head, because what's ahead is too glorious to miss. And I walk with you every step, through every fear, through every question, through every step of this becoming. You are not doing this alone. You never were. You never will be. When no one else is beside you, I am. And that is enough. You were born for this. You've cried enough. You've doubted long enough. You've questioned, waited, circled the same fears, replayed the same disappointments, asked me the same questions in different ways, hoping for a softer answer. But I'm not changing what I've spoken, because I know what I've placed inside of you. And I know what I've called you to become. You were born for this, not born for defeat, not born to hide, not born to merely survive the chaos. You were born to shift atmospheres, to carry my presence, to walk in holy power, to rise in a world that is drowning in fear. You say, but I'm not ready. And I say, you never needed to be. You just need to be willing. because I will fill what you lack. I will lead when you cannot see. I will equip what I have called. You are standing on the edge of a holy threshold, not into more comfort, but into more calling. And I ask you now, will you say yes, even if it costs you? Will you move, even if it stretches you? Will you believe, even if the path ahead still feels unclear? Because you cannot stay here, not in the place of waiting on others to affirm you, not in the place of blaming your past for your delay, not in the place of waiting for life to get easier before you say yes. The time is now. Not because you have everything figured out, but because I am breathing on your bones. And where my breath is, there is life. Where my presence moves, the impossible is rearranged. You are no longer who you were. You are becoming bold, brave, burning with purpose that no man can take from you. The things that once silenced you will now serve as the testimony that ignites others. The shame that once buried you will become a platform of my redemption. The fear that once gripped your throat will become the roar of a warrior rising. But you must stop waiting for comfort and step into calling. You must leave behind the familiar chains that you've learned to decorate. You must stop telling yourself, this is just who I am, because I am telling you, this is not where your story ends. It is where it truly begins. You keep asking me to make the way clear, but clarity doesn't come before obedience. The light is in the next step, not the whole staircase. And I will not give you what you've asked for until you walk in what I've already said, that I have been patient. I have been kind. But now I am calling you forward, because the world needs what I placed in you. The earth groans for the children of God to awaken. And you, beloved, are one of them. No more playing small. No more minimizing the fire I've lit in you. No more waiting for others to understand what I whispered in the secret place. This is your becoming. Let go of needing to be understood. Let go of needing to be liked. Let go of needing the full blueprint. My presence is your plan. My spirit is your compass. My word is your foundation. And I will not let you fall. I will surround you with angels. I will raise up voices to confirm what I've already spoken. I will shield you from battles you'll never even see. I will go before you, and I will come behind, but I won't force you to walk. I won't drag your feet forward. I won't override your will. You must choose to trust me. You must choose to believe that the fire within you is stronger than the storm around you. You must choose to believe that you were not created for this world's approval, but for heaven's purpose. And that purpose is not someday. It is now. You've waited long enough. You've healed deep enough. You've survived long enough. Now it's time to live, to move, to speak, to create, to lead, to break generational patterns with your obedience, to become the answer to someone else's prayer, to step into rooms that your fear tried to keep you from, to build what's never been built in your bloodline, to carry light where darkness thought it had won. This is not a motivational speech. It is a divine command. This is not hype. This is holy. This is not just about you. It is about the kingdom within you. Do not say, who am I? I will tell you who you are. You are mine. You are chosen. You are royal. You are a vessel of fire. You are a carrier of glory. You are anointed for such a time as this. I don't need your perfection. I want your permission. I don't need your strength. I want your surrender. So now I ask, will you go where I send you? Will you speak what I tell you? Will you live as though you actually believe I am with you? Because I am. I always have been. I always will be. I was there when you wept and said, God, use me, even if it costs everything. I took you seriously. And now I'm calling you into everything I promised, not with ease, but with my power. Do not be afraid of failing. You cannot fail if you stay in step with me. Do not be afraid of the giants. I slay them. Do not be afraid of the wilderness. I've conquered it, Dot. Just stay with me. Step by step. Day by day. Breath by breath. And I will do the impossible through your life. You were never waiting on the world. The world was waiting on you, Dot, so rise. Speak. Build. Love. Move with purpose. For this is the generation of bold ones. This is the moment for the surrendered ones. This is the awakening of my remnant, the ones who know they are nothing without me, and everything in me, Dot. And you, yes, you were born for this. You will not be moved. The winds may rise. The ground may tremble. The storm may scream, and everything you once relied on may fall away. But I tell you this, you will not be moved, not because you are strong, but because I am your foundation. Not because the battle is easy, but because my presence is constant. Not because the world is kind, but because I am your keeper. You've asked me to make things calm, but I am making you courageous. You've asked me to open every door, but I am teaching you to walk through the ones I've already opened, even when fear says to turn back. This is not about comfort. This is about conviction. This is not about perfect clarity. This is about anchored trust. You have been tested. You have been shaken. You have cried, "How long, Lord?" in the dark night of your soul. But here you are, still standing, still seeking, still listening for my voice. And child, I honor that, because what you thought was weakness was worship. What you thought was failure was faith. What you thought was delay was divine design. You are not behind. You are in the middle of becoming unshakable, not built on sand, but on the rock. Dot, do you see it now? You're not who you used to be. You don't run like you used to. You don't break like you used to. You don't bow to fear like you used to. I have made you steady. I have made you strong, not the loud kind, but the kind that stands even when no one is watching. The kind that chooses obedience in private. The kind that holds on to hope when everything around says to let go. Because faith is not proved on the mountaintop. It's forged in the fire. It's in the furnace of waiting. It's in the silence where no one claps. It's in the unseen place where your yes still echoes when the results don't show up. It's in the everyday, the holding on, the quiet trusting, the slow becoming. This is where I've been training you. This is where I've been fortifying you. Not for applause, not for a title, not for ease, but for endurance, for the long path of purpose, for the high calling that cannot be carried lightly. Child, you are not meant to flicker. You are meant to burn, with purpose, with presence, with power. But for that fire to last, the roots must go deep. So I allowed the shaking, not to harm you, but to remove what was not rooted in me. The relationships that couldn't carry your calling. The identities you clung to that had nothing to do with your purpose. The approval that distracted you from my voice. I removed them because they were temporary. But I remained because I am eternal. And I tell you now, this strength I'm building in you, it is not shallow. It is not weak. It is not trendy or loud or proud. It is deep. It is holy. It is pure. Because the assignment on your life is weighty, and you cannot carry it with shallow roots. I know you've questioned why it took so long. I know you've looked at others and asked, why not me? But I wasn't delaying you. I was deepening you, because what comes fast can fall fast. But what is built by my hand stands through storms. You are being built by my hand. Every hidden battle, I saw it. Every private surrender, I received it. Every time you chose me over comfort, I crowned it with glory. And now I say this. To you, you will not be moved, not by opinions, not by storms, Not by delay, not by fear, not by what the enemy sends to distract or discourage, because your foundation is not in outcomes. It is in me. Your identity is not in applause. It is in my affirmation. Your calling is not from man. It is from heaven. I have established you. I have refined you. I have planted you deep in the river of my spirit, and you will bear fruit in every season, even the ones that look barren to others. Do not compare your journey. Do not measure your success by the world's standard. You are not running their race. You are walking with me, and I do not. Rush what is holy. Yes, you may walk slower. Yes, your path may be narrower. Yes, it may cost you more. But what I am forming in you, nothing and no one can steal. You are mine, my beloved, my vessel, my warrior, my child, and I am not finished with you, not even close. So lift your head, not in arrogance, but in awareness. Not because everything is perfect, but because I am present. Let the winds blow. Let the voices rise. Let the pressure increase. You were born for this, and you will not fall, because I am the one holding you. Even when your grip slips, mine does not. Even when your faith wavers, I remain faithful. Even when your heart trembles, I cover you. You are more grounded than you know. You are more rooted than you feel. You are more prepared than you realize. You didn't miss it. You didn't lose it. You didn't fall too far. You are right where I need you, leaning, listening, and learning. The noise may increase. The pressure may rise. But child, so will your strength. So will your clarity. So will your authority. Because I am raising you to stand, not sway. To declare, not doubt. To move with purpose, not panic. And I will finish what I started. Because when I build to last. And I am building you to endure, to overcome, to last through the storm and shine through the darkness. So remember this, you are not fragile. You are not forgotten. You are not finished. You are becoming unshakable. And when no one else is beside you, I still am. And because I am with you, you will not be moved. Now walk with me. You've come through the fire. You've endured the silence. You've risen through the ache. You've let go of who you were and made room for who you are becoming. You've wept. You've waited. You've questioned and wrestled. You've fallen and gotten back up more times than you can count. But here you are, still standing, still reaching, still open to me. And I tell you now, you are ready. Not because everything is perfect, but because everything false has been burned away. What remains is real. What remains is holy. What remains is eternal. So now, I say this with the full authority of heaven. Now walk with me, not like before, not from a place of striving or fear, not from the old identity you carried like a shadow, but from the truth that you and I are one. Not distant, not separate, not conditional. You in me, and I in you. I've never been outside of you. I've never been far. I've been whispering from within. Every moment you paused, every time your heart stirred, every time peace fell upon you in the chaos, that was me, calling you deeper, calling you closer, calling you home. And now, child, you have arrived. At a destination, but at a divine awareness that the presence you've been chasing was always with you, that the answers you've been crying for have always lived inside my voice, that the love you've searched for in the world was already written on your soul by my hand. So let this be your shift, your full awakening. Let this be the hour you stop chasing healing and begin living healed. Let this be the moment you stop begging for direction and start walking with boldness. Let this be the turning point where faith becomes fire and trust becomes the air you breathe. I am not asking you to perform. I am asking you to walk with me, step by step, moment by moment, as the one I created, filled, chose, and now send. You are not fragile anymore. You are not broken anymore. You are not lost anymore. You are whole. You are free. You are found, not because of effort, but because of union. And now, child, it is time, not to merely believe, but to become. You are not just a servant. You are my friend. You are not just an observer. You are an heir. You are not just a survivor. You are a vessel of glory. You are not just recovering. You are rising. So stop returning to the old rooms. Stop checking old wounds to see if they still hurt. Stop asking for permission to be who I've already confirmed you are. You have my yes. You have my name. You have my breath in your lungs. Now. Walk in it. Walk in the anointing that has been tested through fire. Walk in the voice that no longer trembles when it speaks truth. Walk in the peace that confuses the storm. Walk in the strength that does not need to shout to be powerful. Walk in the calling that cannot be copied because it was written only for you. Yes, there will be days when you still feel weak. Yes, there will be moments when fear tries to rise. Yes, the enemy will still whisper lies. But now you know I am with you. And not just near, but within. You are never without my strength. Never without my vision. Never without my presence. Never without my voice. You carry me wherever you go. So do not ask, what if I'm not enough? Because I am your enough. Do not say, what if I fail? Because my word cannot return void. Do not fear being alone again. You never were. Not in the fire. Not in the pit. Not in the silence. Not when the tears fell. Not when they walked away. Not when you had no words left. Not even when you were ready to give up on yourself. I was there. I was beside you. I was holding you. I was speaking life into your bones. And now I walk before you into the new, into the purpose, into the promise. No more delay. No more shrinking. No more waiting to feel ready. I call you ready. I call you whole. I call you mine. And the world needs what I have placed in you. So shine. Burn, write, build, lead, speak, give, forgive, love, go. With fire in your spirit, with peace in your eyes, with stillness in your bones, and with the full awareness that heaven walks with you. And if they don't understand, walk anyway. And if fear whispers, walk anyway. And if you don't feel strong, walk anyway. Because you are no longer walking to me. You are walking with me, and I will never leave your side. So I say it again, and this time I declare it as a seal over your life. Now walk with me in every room, in every valley, in every calling, in every season, in the unseen, in the spotlight, in the silence, in the storm. I am there. And when no one is beside you, I am. That has never changed. That will never change. Because my love is eternal. My hand unshakable. And my presence forever yours. Now go. And live the life I dreamed for you. With boldness. With purpose. With me. Always I am.